Topanga Canyon right now, and I have a delivery in the closed off section of Topanga. I got to drop off a couple of tons of rebar to this company up there. So I thought I'd share with you guys, or give you guys an update, driving through Topanga and going through that closed off section. Show you guys what it looks like inside. You can see how much the vegetation has bounced back after the fire. The fire really stopped right about here. If you look to your left of in the canyon, you'll see a bunch of scorched foliage and dead trees and stuff. But they made a comeback. These plants and this vegetation is super resilient. It's just a matter of time before summertime comes and this whole canyon would be really dry again, like a little tinderbox waiting to go up. I'm starting to see a lot of for sale signs off of Topanga Canyon, so it looks like a lot of people are thinking about or selling their house in the canyon. I'm not sure why. Maybe it's because they're tired of living in fear of the fires, or maybe insurance, they can no longer afford the insurance. All right, so I gotta go up here and talk to this guy real quick. What's up, brother? I got a couple of tons of rebar for flow. Flow. Yeah. You can see that guy's got some tattoos on the back of his head. He's clearly affiliated, or at one point in his life he was an active member. He grew out his hair so you can't really see what neighborhood he's banging. At some point in his life, or maybe he was either an active gang member or he still is an active gang member. I couldn't see what it said on it. I saw the 3 dots tattooed above his eye, and then he had something blasted on the back of his head. So he's obviously put in some work, as they say. So here's going through the canyon. For those of you who don't know, Los Angeles is notorious for gangs. And I'm very familiar growing up in Los Angeles with how active some neighborhoods are. And being at a young age, I struggled with substance abuse and alcohol and stuff like that. And I was in and out of juvenile halls, so I'm very aware of all of the different types of gangs throughout Los Angeles. Just the other day, I was doing a delivery in Watts, just on the other side of one of the most, I would say probably one of the most dangerous housing projects in all of America. It's called the Imperial Courts housing projects. It's notorious for Crip gangs. So in the daytime it's not that bad, but at nighttime the street comes alive. You'll see 30 or 40 active members on all corners of the housing project, like standing guard. That housing project is so bad, they have to put bulletproof material above the streetlights so they don't shoot out the streetlights. And on top of the streetlights, they have these what look like microphones, and they're actually things that detect sound. And if it goes over a certain decibel, it'll do a report to the police department down the street. Listening for gunshots. Looks like there's a cop behind me. So that was just a little information about some of the gangs in Southern California. It's really weird how only a couple of miles can separate, the haves from the have-nots. Sometimes it's not even a couple of miles. Sometimes it's literally one block over. Anyways, so that's the company in front of me called Flow. And I'm not sure if you can see, but right there to the left, it looks like that section of the road was starting to give way. It's like the dirt from underneath the road is starting to give out, which is not good, because that means that at some point this road is going to buckle, or potentially could buckle. So I think they're doing what they can to try and reinforce it from underneath the road. I may have to back up here, I'm not sure. You want to back up? A lot of people are wondering how long the canyon is going to be closed for. I don't know. I think it's really anyone's guess. It's going to be really hard to say. And there's probably still a lot of work that these guys need to do, whether it's these guys or there's other companies further down the road that are doing a lot of work. There's still a lot of dirt that needs to be removed from the canyon. And I think in certain sections they're going to start draping over that metal mesh material over the sides of these cliffs to prevent landslides or rock slides. So it's probably going to be a cool little minute before the canyon reopens. And I know that's going to have a pretty significant impact financially on these businesses operating within the canyon. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the video right now. I don't want you guys to just be sitting here staring at nothing. And then once we start rolling again, I'll start filming again, okay? Alright, so we're rolling again. I don't know where I'm going. I haven't really spoken with anyone yet, but they just waved me on forward. Let's see if I can find Greg. Greg's the guy I need to find. Pull over here on the left. I'm gonna park it right here and pause it. I'll be right back. I gotta go look for Greg. right, so I'm in the right place. I gotta offload some rebar real quick, and I gotta kind of rearrange the truck a little bit. Maybe you guys will be able to catch a glimpse at what I do. Here, I can zoom it out. All right, I'll be right back. quick, all right? I gotta get these guys to sign the paperwork. All right, so I just got done with that drop, and I think we're gonna be able to make our way down through the canyon. So I'm gonna go do a full drive through the canyon. I'm pretty sure we can go all the way through today. So I just had to drop 2 tons of rebar off to those guys. I got a bunch of stuff on the truck today. Today I got a full load. I got a lot of work to do. I got my first run all the way throughout Malibu, and then I got to go back to the yard, pick up some more stuff, and drive all the way out to Ventura, and then go to Carpinteria, which is a small little beach community south of Santa Barbara. It's gonna be a long day today. Another one. This whole week I've been doing basically 4 in the morning until, I don't know, a couple days this week I got home at 6 at night. So that's one of the reasons why if I don't respond promptly to comments and things like that, that's why. It's because I'm working, man. I really work. There's really no such thing, if you're in the truck driving industry, there's really no such thing as an 8-hour shift. Maybe when it gets slow and during the winter time when things, when it starts raining, work slows down a little bit because people don't do construction. Then maybe you'll get some 8-hour days. But for the most part, I do like 10-hour shifts, 10 to 14 really. 10 is cool. 10 hours a day is cool. More than 10, you kind of get burned out. Less than 10, your paychecks aren't as big. So I do get a pretty substantial amount of overtime throughout the week. So when Donald Trump comes out here and says we're going to cut taxes on overtime, that's going to have a pretty significant impact on my life. So, his proposed tax cuts haven't really come to fruition yet. So right now it's all speculation, but I'm sure a lot of people voted for that guy just because he said he's going to cut taxes on overtime. So the other day, the Federal Reserve chose not to do anything with interest rates. Some people were anticipating the Fed was going to cut rates, but he didn't do anything. He's paused. So we'll see what happens. Los Angeles County's got some, there's a cop right behind me. Let me slow down. This guy wants to go around me or what? He came out of nowhere. I'm gonna pull over here on the right when I can and see if I can let this guy go by me. Yeah, so Los Angeles has got a lot of potential problems in the near future. It's really, as a city, it's got a lot of headwinds blowing right in its face as a city. Between the fire in Altadena and Pasadena, between the fire in Pacific Palisades, you've got high taxes, you've got high insurance premiums, you got a high cost of living, Inflation is still above 2%. We've got these proposed tariffs that nobody really knows what's going to happen with. You know, how are these proposed tariffs going to impact the unemployment rate? How are they going to impact the inflation rate? Are prices of everything going to go up? We've got high interest rates still, so anything that really requires a loan, whether it be a house or a car or a refrigerator or anything really, you know, the demand for all of those goods that require loans is, you know, basically non-existent. Nobody's buying houses right now. Nobody's buying cars right now. And, you know, recently the city of Los Angeles said that they will be faced with a $1 billion deficit, and they're going to be doing thousands of layoffs. So we've got some serious headwinds. The future of Los Angeles is not looking so bright right now. There's so many uncertainties and unknowns for the reasons that I just listed. You got high taxes, high insurance, potential for tariffs, a rising unemployment rate, high interest rates, fires. There's, you know, talk of mass deportations. The city's going to be doing thousands of layoffs. Whether or not you agree with it, it's going to, you know, some people might agree with it and some people might not. It doesn't really matter if you agree with it or not, it's going to happen. And it's going to be kind of hard to try and wrap our heads around how this is going to... All of these things are really the ingredients to create a recipe for disaster. That's really it. That's what it's... All of those things that I'm talking about right now are really just a big recipe for disaster. What is it that's going to potentially break the economy and force the Federal Reserve to cut interest rates? Because right now it's looking like the Federal Reserve won't be cutting interest rates until something breaks in the economy. Whether that be, you know, it's probably going to be the unemployment rate is going to skyrocket. That's probably what's going to happen. That's what I think. I think if the Fed cuts interest rates, it's going to be because something in the economy breaks. And more than likely, it's going to be the unemployment rate. And maybe these proposed tariffs are what is going to cause the unemployment rate to double. Go from 4% to 6% or 8% or whatever, you know. It hasn't happened yet. Everyone's just speculating, but... All right, so there's my little economic spiel for the day while posting an update inside Topanga Canyon. I got a delivery up here off of Coastline Drive, but this video is starting to get a little long, and I'm not sure if you guys really like that. 25 minutes. Anything over 25 minutes is a bit much. So anyways, thank you guys who's been checking out the channel, liking, commenting, subscribing. Don't forget to do all of that stuff. I really appreciate it. And you guys, it's because of you, all of the active viewers and all of the people that comment, you guys are the real reason why the channel's growing as quickly as it is. So for that, I really can't tell you guys thank you enough. So until next time, guys, stay tuned for more. I'll talk to you guys later.